There's an assumption that solitude might be a phenomenon of individualistic society because autonomy and independence is valued in those societies, whereas those in collectivistic societies might not value solitude so much because social connection is so central. So while that might feel intuitive, it's actually not supported by research. What research actually shows is that solitude itself is not inherently good or bad across cultures. In fact, some studies found that people in collectivistic cultures actually show stronger intrinsic motivation to be alone. Some researchers propose that it might come down to what emotional states and values are encouraged. So in some cultures, calmness, self-reflections, or the quieter type of emotional state might be more valued. Then in those contexts, solitude might feel comfortable or even useful. In other cultures, if sociability, excitement, or the kind of high energy type of emotions are more popular, then solitude might feel less natural. Also, in some cultures, wanting to be alone might be seen as pretty appropriate response to distress, whereas in other cultures, it might be seen as a sign of relationship or personality problems. So all this suggests to me that the individualistic versus collectivistic split is actually too simplistic. Good example is hikikomori, which is a phenomenon first identified in Japan, which we often think of as a collectivistic culture. So this is a phenomenon where mostly young people withdraw almost completely from social life for long periods of time. This pattern is shaped not just by cultures, but also by how families and parents respond to those behaviors, usually in ways that actually support this kind of extreme solitude to continue, because parents see that society keep putting too much pressures and become too stressful for young people. So they actually support this because they want to protect their children. So overall, the literatures on culture and solitude is still quite thin, but one consistent takeaway that I see is that attitudes really matters, and our attitudes towards solitude is shaped by the norms around us. Across cultures where we see that solitude is viewed negatively, then that is where we found a strong correlation between solitude and loneliness.